There's a couple components to this team. What I think you were saying is, what is the value proposition as to why someone would want to join a team? And you mentioned a couple of the components, like the admin part, the mentor or coaching, which I think is probably the biggest, one of the biggest, because it's hard. Like, if you want to go stroke a coach for one, or stroke a check for one-on-one coaching, I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it doesn't pay off. It's the best investment I've ever made, frankly. But to get started and to have that extra 13, it's a house payment for some people to just get started. And so, and you can get that and leverage it with your commission, and that's the value proposition. And of course, then there's the leads, especially when you're a new agent. Filling your pipeline fast is difficult. Even if you have a great sphere of influence and whatnot, it's tough. So I believe for the agent who wants to grow and grow more profitably, if you got the chops for sales, you can literally plug and play into a team and go. And so, and some people just prefer to do that. There's nothing wrong with, because if you don't want to run a giant P&L and try to balance $50,000, $60,000 in, payroll expense and all the things that come with that, and you just want to go out and grow your practice, you can make a lot of money. And there's a lot of stress, a lot less stress, I should say, with that, not having to try and balance all that other stuff.
Yep.
But your question was, like, what was the difference between what we were doing and why, with the EXP is that
running a successful team, especially like a successful indie broker. Why would
Yeah.
you switch? Because you already had all the infrastructure set up. Like, most people make that decision and they stare down the barrel of going independent. They're like,
Yeah.
well, that sounds like a lot of, but you already went through the work, so you already had it set up. So why did you close shop?
I think that the biggest thing is having an awareness and clarity of what your business model is and what it isn't. So when you start as a team leader, your number one goal, if you're doing it the way I've done it at least, is that, go out and list as many houses as possible, create, a lot of leads coming in because of those listings, and then have a few agents that are trying to grow their business, and then you could in turn give them some of the extra business you have because you can't be in a million places at once. I think that's kind of how it starts. By the way, great business model if you plan on staying in that listing seat, for a period of time. If you make the decision to go bigger with your team, and when I say bigger, anything more than 3-4 agents, is now you're starting to scale this team. You now have a brokerage within a brokerage, so to speak. You are a rainmaker, and that's not a new term. It's been getting thrown around for 10 some years. But what you also have, whether you want to admit it or not, is you have a recruiting model.